Yeah.
Alright lads, so there's three main questions I get about my car, which is a 2009 Ford Focus RS Mark II. It's the 2.5 litre 5-pot turbo. Obviously you already know that. The main three questions that I get about this car: why did you buy a Focus RS? Why did you buy a Mark II Focus RS instead of a Mark III? And what's it like to live with as a daily driver? Because this is my daily driver. We do have another car that my wife uses, but this is my everyday car. So to answer the first question, which is why did you buy a Focus RS? I think for me, growing up when I did, Escort Cosworths, Sapphire Cosworths, RS Turbos, RS 2000s, all the kind of fast Fords were the pinnacle of the sort of modified car scene, the racing car scene, the rally scene. RS was everywhere when I was growing up. So it's kind of just always been with us. It's always been a brand that I've loved and always been a brand that I've been interested in. So when it come to picking what I wanted, it was always going to be an RS. Why I picked a Mark II Focus RS. So this is a question I get asked quite a lot, is why did you get a Mark II when you can get a Mark III for pretty similar money? The market in the UK at the minute, you can get a Mark II Focus RS anywhere from about £17,000 all the way up to £35,000, depending on what you're looking for, spec, mileage, number of owners, everything like that. I wanted something kind of middle of the road, so I wanted something that was good spec, and I wanted something that had low miles, good service history, all that kind of stuff. So mine has got now, it's got 56,000 mile on, which is, you know, relatively low mileage considering it's a 10-year-old car. It's got a full dealer service history, and it's got the Lux 1 and 2 pack. So it's got the dual climate control, it's got the sat nav, it's got the reverse camera, the parking sensor, the comfort entry, yada yada yada. The option that it doesn't have are the leather seats. So I didn't actually want the leather seats. I quite like the look of these ones. They're the same seats, they're still the shell seats, still the Recaros, but the other ones are black leather, and I just personally didn't want them. Every other car I've had leather interior. I fancied a change, and I think the look of these seats is fantastic. So when it came to picking whether I wanted a Mark II or a Mark III, for me it wasn't even a question really, because ever since the Mark II was released in 2009, it's always been a car that I've loved. I love the look of it, I love how aggressive it is, and I think even now for a 10-year-old car it still looks fantastic, it still looks aggressive, it still looks reasonably modern, to be honest. I love the Mark I as well. I think anyone who owns a Mark I says they're the best, anyone who owns a Mark II says they're the best, and anyone who owns a Mark III says they're the best. It's always going to be the case. There's no denying the Mark III is a fantastic car. It's got 4-wheel drive, it's got drift buttons, it's got launch control, it's got all the, you know, all the modern stuff that this doesn't. You basically get in this, you don't select what drive mode you want to be in. The only option is whether you want your traction control on or off. Obviously it's always off, but that's it. You don't have to set the car up, you don't have to program it, you don't have to do anything. You just get in and drive it. And for me, that's a big part of the RS brand. They set the car up and they design the car perfectly to start with. So giving someone like me who doesn't know what they're doing the option to change settings, to change drive modes, to change suspension settings, why? Just give us a car that's ready to go, and that's exactly what the Mark II is. There was a lot of controversy when it came out about it being front wheel drive, but they put some really clever witchcraft in it, and it actually handles fantastic for a front wheel drive car running this much power. So this car from the factory has got 300 brake horsepower. Mine's running a bit more than that, but it still handles amazing. In the rain, I'll be honest, in the rain it's a bit sketchy. It tries to headbutt trees, it tries to hit curbs. It's a bit crazy. But a good set of tyres, good suspension, you know, it's still a front wheel drive car. It's never going to handle like a 4-wheel drive car. It's going to have torque steer, and it's going to be crazy in the wet. But get it on a dry day like today, and it handles amazing, and it sounds phenomenal. I don't know how much of the noise you'll be able to pick up through the camera, but have a listen to this. And it's quick. My God, is it quick. So I'm not going to say that this is better than the Mark III. I'm not going to say that the Mark III is better than this, because it is personal choice. It depends what you're looking for in a car, and I've kind of bought this as a forever car. So it is at the moment my daily driver. I do plan on buying another daily driver. Just there's a few reasons. So this car is undoubtedly going to turn into a collector's car, because there's not that many of them about. You don't really see them, and the prices are gradually creeping up already. I don't want to put the miles on it, but that's not the main reason. Obviously I'd like it to hold value, but the main reason that I want another daily driver is because I don't want to take away the spark of this car. And I think if your daily driver is something like this, you don't appreciate it as much after a while. Yeah, it's beeping because the fuel light's on. The fuel light is always on in a Mark II, and I think it's the same in a Mark III. It is so thirsty, but we'll get to that later on. So I think it does take away how special the car is if you drive it all the time, and if you're getting in it every day and driving to work, and you're going doing the school runs and you're going shopping, it takes away how special it is. So I don't want it by any way to be a garage queen, because that's not what a car like this is intended to be. If you want to buy a car, put no miles on it, keep it in your garage under a cover, that's fine, that's your choice. To me, a car is meant to be driven. I think that you should enjoy a car like this. It was designed to be you know, it was designed to be enjoyed. So the main reason for me is so that it doesn't take away how special the car is. And that kind of takes us on to the next part, which is what's it like as a daily driver. If you're looking to buy the Focus RS and one of your questions is what's the miles per gallon, stop looking, just don't buy one. If miles per gallon is a question in your buying process, then it is absolutely not the car for you. I average anywhere between 13 and 18 miles to the gallon. It doesn't matter whether you're driving like Miss Daisy or whether you're driving like 10 block, you're getting between 13 and 18 miles to the gallon. I've never once had this car over 20 miles to the gallon. So it is definitely not a car for you if you're concerned about miles per gallon. Other aspects of the car, so under all the craziness of the wide wheel arches, the big wheels, the spoiler, the body kit, the big engine, essentially it's still a Ford Focus. So you're getting a decent boot. The boot is the same as any other Ford Focus, so you can use it as a daily driver. If you need to go shopping, it's absolutely fine. Inside you've got 2 cup holders, you've got a decent glove box, you've got massive compartments in the doors, you've got massive hidden compartments in the back. It is a Ford Focus. It's got the practicality of every other Ford Focus on the road. It's just a bit of a lunatic. It's quite noisy. It is quite noisy, with it being a 5-pot. I mean, it doesn't help that mine's got a thunderstorm exhaust on, so that does make it a little bit shouty. This is on coilovers, so it's quite bumpy, and I know I did say it earlier on in the video, it was tuned exactly how it should be. Yes, it is, but I like the look of it on coilovers. The main reason it's on coilovers is because I think it looks better, and it does handle fantastically. The combination of the good tyres, the low suspension, and what Ford did originally, it's just a great car. So practicality wise, it's good. You know, it's got sat nav, it's got climate control, it's a comfortable car, and if you drive it like any other Ford Focus, it is just a Ford Focus. These seats are ridiculously comfortable. I've heard a few people complain that they're not very comfortable, but I think they're absolutely fantastic. Maybe it's because I've got a little bit more cushion than the average human, but overall the seats are brilliant. They wear really well. The interior in this is still in fantastic condition. So, but as a daily driver, it's great. It's noisy, it's a bit uncomfortable, but if you've had modified or lowered cars in the past, it's exactly what you'll be used to. It's no different to any other car that's got low profile tyres and coilovers. The noise, you know, like I say, if you drive it sensibly, so if I'm driving along now in 6th gear, you cannot hear anything. It just sounds like another Ford Focus or any other car that's on the road. Running costs are crazy. So the car tax in the UK is expensive, let's be honest. It's not, this is not a cheap car tax. With regards to insurance, it's a funny one, isn't it? Because insurance is all dependent on you. So I can't tell you how well you'll be able to insure with this car. I pay a normal amount of insurance. So I went from, I had a 3 Series BM before this, and the insurance is pretty much the same. But I've been driving for 17 years. That makes it sound really old. I've been driving for 17 years. I've got 17 years no claims bonus. I'm classed as a mature driver. It's parked on the drive. So insurance for me, it wasn't a consideration when I bought the car. It's starting to get a little bit rattly. You know, there's the odd creaks and rattles. You can probably hear some of them on the camera. But it's a 10-year-old car. It's not going to be perfect. I've got friends who've got Mark 3s and they've got rattly bits already. So I found a few of them. So there was one of the volume stock for the radio was really rattly. Quick tightening of the screwdriver and it's absolutely fine. So I will be going through and trying to find all of the little bits and bobs that are rattling, and hopefully make it sound a little bit less like a box of Lego when you're driving along. But other than that, I would highly recommend it as a daily driver. It is absolutely fantastic, and if you get this on a B road on a dry day, nice clear day like today, I mean it's not sunny but it's a clear dry day, if you get this on a B road, it is absolutely phenomenal. I'll put some footage in. I've took some footage this morning with the cam mounted on the front of the car. Have a look and see for yourself. It's so much fun to drive, and I've had a lot of cars over the years, some really high spec cars, some really nice cars, but nothing at all that I've ever had gets attention like this. Everywhere you go, people look at it because you don't see it. You don't see them, and if somebody is a car guy, which I'm presuming most of you are, otherwise you wouldn't be watching this video, you'll know what this is as soon as you see it. Somebody who's not that into cars but a little bit might think it's an ST, but if you know cars and you see one of these, you know exactly what it is. And that wasn't why I bought it. I didn't buy it to be, oh look at me, I've got a Focus RS. I bought it because I genuinely love the car. It's very Asbo, it's an Asbo car. You look like a hooligan when you're driving it, but I love it. I absolutely love everything about it. There's nothing on the car, the way that it was made, that I don't like. I love the interior, I love the looks of it, I just love everything about it. I love the way it drives, I love the way it sounds. I'll stick some exhaust shots in. I'm going to stick some, throughout the video I'll stick some shots in at the outside, and we'll have a walk around, have a look at the car, so you can see for yourself. wrap it up today. I really hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you found it useful. If you are looking at buying one of these cars and you've got any questions at all, what to look out for when you're buying it, what you should be careful of, how much you should be paying, what kind of spec you want, anything like that, drop a comment down below. If you've just got general questions about the car, if you've got questions about my car or Focus RS in general, leave a comment. I do try and reply to every comment that's left, so type away. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. Leave a comment, positive or negative. And if you are new, please subscribe to the channel, because there will be a lot of content coming out. There's going to be a lot of content coming out over the summer. Majority of it will be car related, so if you're not really into cars, probably don't bother subscribing. But if you like what you're seeing today, then please subscribe. Thanks for watching.
Yeah.